Hey everyone, welcome back to Dee's Tarot. In this message, we're going to be doing a regular general check-in, and before we hop into it, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button so that way you can stay tuned for any of my future videos. So let's get started. Today's the winter solstice. Hopefully you guys are having such a great day. We're getting the Queen of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the Six of Wands. So we're getting two Wands cards and one Swords card. The Three of Swords card represents groups, development, and Six is a card that comes right after change, which is about Six is a card about harmony, adjustment, alignment, commitment, and pleasure. And Wands is about creativity. Swords is about ideas, thoughts, communications, and conflict. With Three card, we're getting groups, raw energy, development, expression, and creativity. And then I think the Queen of Wands, Queen is a card about creators of their suit and express its powers. And Six is harmony, adjustment, alignment, commitment, and pleasure. I think what this is saying is you've reached an understanding of something that you enjoy doing. And there might have been some influence, whether it be from the development of something that you finally realize, or it could be from groups of people, or even just groups of topics in general. I think sometimes it takes a while for us to figure out what we enjoy doing and what we like to do and what we're good at. And there's been some positive influence when it talks about raw energy, the Three of Swords. And Swords is also about ideas, thoughts, communications, and conflict. So you might have just recently went through some kind of conflict, or maybe a clash of ideas, or in how things are communicated, but you've learned from that situation where you are now aligned with an understanding of what you might not even need. Because here we are with the Queen of Wands. The Queen is a card about expressing your suit. You're the creator of your suit and you're expressing its powers. Someone someone might not like what you're doing, but it's not up to anybody to say what you should be doing. I think we all go through the work to learn something and apply yourself, and sometimes people can have their thoughts hurt if anything is taken wrongly about said creativeness. Basically someone inserting their opinion about what you're doing without really having a full understanding of what this is. I think it's the same for everyone. Basically, when they say if you don't know what you're talking about, you shouldn't speak on it. But also we should give people time and the opportunity to express themselves, regardless of if they are a natural at it, such as you, or I think there's like a sense of like comparativeness. Maybe something expecting you to have all the answers or know everything right away with like urgency. But here you are still learning, you're expressing yourself, but that doesn't mean you have to be like someone else. There's a commitment to, a strong commitment is what I'm getting with the Queen, or the Six of Wands. There's basically like a strong commitment to something that you're good at or that you enjoy doing. When it talks about wands, willpower, creativity, passion, inspiration, and energy, there's a clear like high level of creativity, inspiration, and energy. And with the Queen of Wands, we're still, you know, expressing its powers, but we're not a princess, we're not a knight, we're a queen. We've turned our suit into action, we've learned as much as we can, and we're just expressing what we're good at. I think sometimes when you put a lot of work into something, that could really shine through in general. You don't have to fake anything. Like if you're a true committer to, you know, a certain act or a certain like creativeness, like it's pretty obvious if someone is like reviewing someone's work. But also I think there's an element of, does this make sense to the other person? Like if you're to explain it to someone else, does someone else understand what you're saying? So the fact that we're expressing ourselves through groups and we're already committed to what we enjoy doing, there isn't a need to always like need to explain yourself. I think the message that I'm getting is we don't need to always overboard explain ourselves, because I think we all know what we're good at and there's no need to try to prove your point if it's not going to be accepted in a way that the other person like wants to hear. Like I think when it talks about like collaborating or just like being in a synergy with a group of people, we all have different ideas and all different creative attributes, but not everyone is the same. And so I think sometimes just being that person and understanding like you're not like everyone else, you are your own unique person. Yeah, only you have a say in speaking on yourself. You don't need to change anything about yourself, King of Pentacles. Stay true to yourself. The King is a card that represents they are there to control the elements of their suit as being a king, and Pentacles is material world, nature, resources, finances, and health. On your journey, the Fool goes through a journey, and you've already collected multiple resources. You have maybe improved your health, you have considered nature and all these different elements of the suit, King of Pentacles, that like we're good. The King is about controlling the elements, so stay true to yourself. You don't need to fight anyone else's battles. Stick up for yourself, and you don't have to prove yourself. If someone isn't going to understand or listen or accept what you have to say, then move on, because as a king, you control your suit. You provide for yourself. You are your own being, and nobody can take that away from you. So that is the message that we're getting today. Hope you all enjoyed this message. And if you did, make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.